How's it, guys? So here we are on site in Mozambique. What we're going to do today is we're just going to do a very basic sort of paddling tips. Now you've got yourself a kayak, you want to launch, a couple of things to do, a couple of things to make a note of just to help your paddling a little bit better. First, of course, a good quality paddle makes a big difference on your kayak. So if you're investing time and money into a good kayak, make sure you get yourself a good paddle as well. Okay, so the first mistake a lot of people make is setting up the pedals correctly for you to paddle. Your comfort makes a huge difference. There is a video on our YouTube channel that shows you how to set up pedals and why we set it up the way we do. But obviously I've set it up already, so make sure you set the pedals correctly first. That's your first trick. Okay, then when it comes to paddling. Okay, so the small few tips I'm going to give to you today. Once you find the comfort position in your kayak, you pick up your paddle. The optimum position here, 90 degrees. You can see, if you can imagine, if my hand changes, so don't look at my biceps, they're not very big. 90 degrees here. If I did this and picked up the paddle, the spacing between my hands is actually correct. You can imagine if you push your hands closer, the angle changes in your elbows. So you want this to be 90 degrees, okay? And that sets up your thing. Once you get that set up, sometimes you can put a little bit of tape or some lines on the paddle that makes you in your head know exactly where you want to put your hands every single time. That does make a difference. It's a new paddle, so I haven't done it yet, but I often put a little bit of insulation tape onto the paddle shaft, stop your hands from moving, and also make sure your hands are in the right position. Okay. So now that you've got the optimum angle here, when it comes to paddling, a wing paddle and a flat blade paddle are slightly different, but a wing blade paddle is designed for you to have a vertical paddle stroke, not a horizontal one. Often you'll see guys sitting and they're doing this. Looks great. Well, not really, but anyway, it's completely wrong. You're not using the paddle to the most effect. What you want to do is put this paddle blade vertically into the water. Okay, so you see it vertically like that. What you'll notice when you put this paddle blade in the water here, that your opposite hand now becomes at eye level. Okay, so that's an easy thing to imagine in yourself. Opposite hand eye level, and the blade will go in the water automatically. If I drop my hand, you can see the angle of the paddle changes. So this almost wants to be in line with your eye when you put it in, and you'll pull to here. So you'll pull through. When you pull through, you're actually gently pushing with the opposite side. So it's actually a push-pull technique. So I'll put the paddle down because I'm on the stand. So if I put my paddle in there, right, like I said, vertically, not horizontally, push with this hand gently, and you pull. And then it's exactly the same thing. So it goes in vertically, and you push gently with this side, and you pull. That's a basic paddle technique. Very, very simple. Something to practice, something to think about. There are more advanced things like, reaching further, pulling to here. But if you can get the hand technique right and like the angle of the paddle right, your paddling will improve quite a lot already. So it's just a basic tip. Think about it. Good paddle, good setup, basic paddling tips, and you're ready to go. Okay. Thanks, Lani, for the little tip, Forgot to tell you guys this. But if you're very relaxed when you're paddling, when you're pulling, okay, so put the paddle down, when you're pulling, you'll notice how the legs move. So when you're relaxed in your hips and your waist, and you're very comfortable in your kayak, when you pull from here, your opposite leg will push-pull. So that's a push-pull technique. So you're doing that with your legs. You can see how your legs move. And that's where you get the twisting action from your paddle. So you relax your hips, relax your waist, the legs will work. So automatically you'll feel them working when you do it. So relax your hips and waist, use your legs, and you're already a little bit better. The second thing in the tips I wanted to say is, your paddle stroke with a wing blade paddle, it ends here. It doesn't end there. Okay, so your paddle stroke is effectively there. When it gets to there, if you're doing the right thing by dropping this hand, the paddle blade will move out to the side in like a J shape. Okay. I always say to the guys, if you're opening a door, the door's jammed, your most effective strength is from there to there. You got no power from there to there. All your power comes from there to there, and paddling is exactly the same. Simple. Easy enough? There we go. If you got any questions, you can ask me. Okay.